All right, I think we're good to go. Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining today's webinar. I'm Dan Lieberman, Marketing Director at East Bay Community Energy, and I'll close the poll so you guys don't have to see that. But thanks for participating. Today we'll be discussing the transition of residential electric accounts to 100% renewable energy in the cities of Berkeley and San Leandro. We'll begin by providing basic background information about East Bay Community Energy, and we'll summarize the options available to electric customers in these cities. We'll then walk through the steps customers can take to choose which electricity option they prefer, and then lastly, we'll take questions from those tuning in, and we can answer them in the order received. I have some colleagues on the line with me today, and we'll be doing our best to answer your questions that you write down in real time. You can type those into the Q&A function that you see on your screen, and or you can wait until the end and we can just handle those at the end because we may answer them during the course of this presentation. So what is EBCE? EBCE, East Bay Community Energy, is the local power supplier for residential and commercial electricity accounts in Alameda County and its cities, and in the city of Tracy, which is in neighboring San Joaquin County. Our mission is to provide more renewable energy at low rates and reinvest revenues back into our communities to create jobs, administer customer programs, and catalyze sustainable development. Technically, EBCE is a joint powers authority, a government agency that was created by the cities and towns that it serves. And in this way, EBCE is similar to a school district, only instead of providing public education, we provide a public option for electricity administered at the local level. Unlike a school district, EBCE is completely funded from sales of electricity. And if you have questions around that, we're happy to answer those. But today we'll talk about your electric options. That's the focus of today's presentation. So how it works, first, it's important to note that all EBCE customers remain PG&E customers for everything except the source of energy. So EBCE procures more renewable energy from resources like wind and solar, which is then delivered through PG&E's lines and wires to customers. Those two services, power generation and power delivery, are billed separately on your PG&E bill, and we'll review a sample bill in a few minutes. But in short, PG&E continues to handle billing services and maintains the electric grid, while EBCE provides customers with more renewable energy at lower rates. So if you have an outage, you call PG&E. EBCE is the organization that is managing the power plant side of the equation. And another note is that EBCE does not provide natural gas service, we just provide electric service. So there are currently two options available for EBCE customers, and those include Bright Choice, which is an option that offers more renewable energy than PG&E at 1% lower rates than PG&E's standard service, and Renewable 100, which is an option that offers 100% renewable energy from California-based wind and solar at a premium of 1 penny per kilowatt hour above PG&E standard rates. That's about $5 for a typical home in Berkeley or San Leandro. So in the cities of Berkeley or San Leandro, most residential customers will automatically transition to Renewable 100 in March, unless or until they choose another option. This is happening because the city council in those cities voted to move customers onto EBCE's Renewable 100 option. Customers on low-income discounts, such as CARE or FERA or medical baseline, will remain on Bright Choice, or they will default to Bright Choice unless they choose proactively another option. Customers that have previously chosen Bright Choice, actively will remain on Bright Choice. So some customers had been on another option. We had an option called Brilliant 100. If you chose Bright Choice and took that action, then you'll remain on Bright Choice. But as always, EBCE customers can also choose to return to PG&E energy supply if you prefer to do so. So what is default service? Well, by state law, AB 117, EBCE is the default provider of power for customers within our service area. Our service area, again, is all of Alameda County and its cities other than the city of Alameda and the city of Tracy and San Joaquin County. So everyone that receives service from EBCE begins on what the city selects as the default service. So city council in your city determined whether Bright Choice or Renewable 100 was the default. That's the starting place for all customers who begin service with us. And EBCE was formed by our member cities, and we've been the default supplier of electric generation service to residential, commercial, and municipal accounts in Berkeley and San Leandro since 2018, and Bright Choice has been the default service for those two cities. In 2022, we'll see some changes. In March, residential customers in Berkeley and San Leandro will start service on EBCE's Renewable 100. So here's the rate transition schedule. And I should say that the cities of Albany, Hayward, and Pleasanton, Dublin, and San Leandro have all taken action by voting in public meetings to transition customers to Renewable 100. That was done by your city council. And the schedule here shows that in January, residential customers in Albany, Hayward, and Pleasanton, as well as in Dublin, transition to Renewable 100, except for customers on CARE, FERA, and medical baseline. And in the case of Dublin, this was only a residential transition, not for commercial accounts. In January, you'll see we used to offer an option called Brilliant 100. That was sunset, and so no matter where you live, if you were on Brilliant 100, you were transitioned to Bright Choice at that time at the end of 2021. And then you can see here, March 2022, residential accounts in Berkeley and San Leandro, except for customers on CARE, FERA, or medical baseline, will be placed on Renewable 100 service. And then in October, in Berkeley and San Leandro, non-residential customers will be placed on that rate. We're keeping customers on CARE in the Bright Choice program because it offers a discount, and we expected that customers who are on a low income or income qualifying program would want to get an extra discount from EBCE on top of their other existing discounts. But they're welcome to choose Renewable 100 if they prefer, or any other customer can choose Bright Choice at any time. So I'm going to review a few important points here that I've covered, but just to make sure they're clear, there are two exceptions to this transition that's happening. One is customers on CARE, FERA, which are income qualifying rates, or on medical baseline rate, will remain on Bright Choice. And new customers who are on CARE or FERA will be automatically enrolled on Bright Choice. So we're continuing that Bright Choice service for those customers as the default, and other customers can choose it if they wish. So residential customers on income discounts will stay on Bright Choice and continue to receive that 1% discount. And then the second bullet point is about taking action by February 22nd if you want to avoid automatic enrollment in Renewable 100. So this is due to the timing of customer selection with regard to your billing cycle, because customers' meters are read on different days. So, to be clear, you can switch from Renewable 100 to Bright Choice anytime. We list the February 22nd date to ensure that it gives you a deadline by which you should opt out or choose Bright Choice if that's what you want to do to avoid the transition entirely. That's a clear deadline by which you can make that preference, and you'll never be placed on Renewable 100 service. And then if you do take action after February 22nd, because you can make your selection down the road if you prefer, it often takes 1 or 2 billing cycles to see your proactive decision take effect on your bill. So just to note that. And then here's a view of a sample bill so that people can see when they receive their bill from PG&E, what service they're on and what their charges are. You can find your EBCE service on the East Bay Community Energy Electric Generation Charges page of your bill. That's usually page 3. And here are some details on a sample bill. The EBCE service can be found under the bill period amount. So on the left, you see a Bright Choice bill, and the rate schedule is ETOUC Bright Choice. That's for customers on a time of use rate. That's what the TOU is for. And that matches the rate schedule on your PG&E delivery charges. And Bright Choice is your EBCE service plan. So you can see this customer's 1% Bright Choice discount amounted to 60 cents. So you can see that line highlighted in the line item. And while it doesn't seem like much, this 1% discount can add up. Collectively, EBCE's customers have saved about $30 million since EBCE launched service in 2018. It's about 10 million, just under 10 million a year that we're saving customers on their bills. And for a Renewable 100 customer, you see the bill on the right displays the Renewable 100 next to the rate schedule, and there's an additional line item for Renewable 100 that's unique to Renewable 100 customers. So you can see this customer spent an additional $3.36 for Renewable 100. That is a penny per kilowatt hour premium applied to those 336 kilowatt hours of electricity that the customer used in that month. If this is confusing, if you're unsure about what service you're on, or you need help understanding your bill, we understand that natural gas rates are very high right now. PG&E had a rate increase in January. They're having another rate increase in March. Things are moving around pretty fast. Please call our call center. They're excellent. They can pull your bill up on their screen and talk you through your bill, answer any questions you have. The number is there at the bottom, 833-699-3223. They're available from 9 to 5 on weekdays, and just are great at customer service. So I encourage you to call if you have any questions that you don't have answered today. So how to choose your service plan. This is a little more detail, but as you can see, let's say you wanted to change from Renewable 100 to Bright Choice in a month or whatever. You can either go to your city's landing page, which you can see here. For each city we serve, we have these landing pages. Here are Berkeley and San Leandro's, ebce.org/Berkeley. And then there's a little screen view there of some of the things you'll see on the page. It's got tons of good content. Or you can just go from any page on EBCE's website. We have this macro menu at the top. You can see highlighted there off to the right is the change your service option, and you can click on there and proceed. And then you can go to the change my plan page from there. You'll need to have your PG&E account number. Here's a little view of what you need. And you'll also need to know the name on the account with PG&E and your zip code. Those are the info items you need to change your plan. Your account number, the name on the account, and your zip code. And then you can see you have a number of options when you're on that plan. You can choose Renewable 100. If you've opted out previously, you can come back to our service by choosing EBCE. You can choose Bright Choice, which is our lower rates plan. Some customers need to remain on a program. They don't want to be transitioned when there's an automatic transition, so they can select that. Or you can return to PG&E for bundled service. Here's a calendar of important dates. I've covered this a little bit, but on February 22nd, that's really the safe harbor. If you want to avoid the transition, then make your choice effective before then. But just to remind you, you can change at any time. You can change between Bright Choice and Renewable 100 any month of the year, or you can choose to leave EBCE service and be an PG&E bundled customer. March 22, that's when these transitions go into effect. It happens on your meter read date. As I mentioned, your meters are read during different times of the month, so there isn't a specific day when the transition is happening. It's happening based on your meter read date. And then in April, that's when you'll likely see your first bill that has Renewable 100 charges if you are taking Renewable 100 service. It's a month of lag between service changes and when you see the billing for that period. And then we have common questions that people have about switching services. And with EBCE, you have the power to choose. You can always request to switch between Renewable 100 and Bright Choice. And if you miss that February 22nd deadline to choose Bright Choice prior to the transition, you might see Renewable 100 charges on your first bill in March, but then you'll switch to Bright Choice as soon as that's processed, so in March or April. And another common question is about how much will I pay on Renewable 100? And it costs a penny extra per kilowatt hour more than EBCE standard service. So that comes to about $5 to $7 more per month for a typical home. But since the fee is volumetric, the more energy you use, the more electricity you use in a month, the more that charges, and the less energy you use, then the less that charges. So you can look at your past billing history to see how many kilowatt hours you use and multiply that number by a penny, and that'll give you a good sense. Or you can call our call center, and we're happy to review that information with you. So you will receive notifications. You've probably already received at least one. EBCE sends every customer that's part of the transition at least 2 printed notices by mail. One is a letter that we sent in early February, and then we're doing a postcard in March. And in addition, if you have your email address on file with PG&E, then we will also send you 2 emails. So we have sent 1 email already this month to every customer, and we'll send another email in March. And then also the partner cities, Berkeley, San Leandro, Dublin, Hayward, Albany, all of those cities are also sharing information on their channels like newsletters, Nextdoor, social media. We're running advertising, print and digital. So you may see information in those channels as well. And then finally, here's our contact information, our social media handle, our customer support email, our phone number. We have websites in 3 languages. So we hope the information is accessible to you. And I thank you for participating in the webinar today. And I think I will pause and open to questions, and you can feel free to chat. And I'm just going to take a look and see if there are questions coming in that I should handle by voice. I see that there was one answered question about FERA, and why are FERA and medical baseline customers on Bright Choice by default? And really, it was the choice of the cities of what the default service is. But I think the sensitivity there was in charging customers who are on an income qualifying rate or a low income rate, and then asking those customers to pay more than they would otherwise pay seemed inequitable by city council. So they wanted to make sure there was an option there for customers to pay less than they would on PG&E, and that we just take customers who we knew were already income qualifying and save them the money up front. And if they choose to pay more and be on Renewable 100, then they are welcome to do so. And then we have a question about PV panels on my roof. that generate power equal to my usage. PG&E charges me for access. Is there any benefit for me to have EBCE access as well? So there are a couple of benefits. I guess big picture, if you have solar panels and you're on EBCE service, over the course of a year, your costs will be essentially equal, or your costs and benefits are essentially equal to if you're on PG&E bundled service. But the flow of credits or the timing of the credits and the timing of your true up and those sorts of things do change a little. With PG&E service, if you're on solar, you have an annual true up, and you pay a $10 a month minimum fee for power delivery. And then at the end of the year, if you are a net consumer, then PG&E charges you. On EBCE service, the PG&E side of the bill remains the same. You pay $10 for that power delivery. They're your power delivery supplier. You pay them that $10-ish a month fee. And then at the end of the year, you'll true up with them if you owe them for more power delivery. On EBCE's side, if you're over generating, you're developing credits with EBCE, just like you would on PG&E service. The difference is if you're on EBCE service and you have a shortfall, if you're a net consumer in a given month, then you'll start burning through those credits. And if you run out of credits, then EBCE will actually charge you in the month for that shortfall. But it all balances out over the course of the year. I prefer, personally, I have solar, I prefer EBCE's monthly approach because I never have that walloping annual true-up bill. If I'm having a shortfall, I'm paying for some of it over the course of the year. And then my true-up is an easier bill to swallow. That's just one take on it, but I like it. I would recommend people go to our website, ebce.org/NEM, NEM for net energy metering, to learn more about that topic, or chat if you have more questions. I see someone just typed in pros and cons of choices. And I would say, it's really a personal choice. We're trying to give customers, what they want and some quality options. One benefit of Renewable 100, you're supporting renewable energy. We're buying renewable energy and building renewable energy facilities. We just completed, within the last year, 4 projects, including a 57 megawatt wind farm in Livermore. So it's local renewable energy supply. It's a pretty big facility, very environmentally sensitive in its construction. And we also have a 112 megawatt solar farm sort of farther south in California, and a battery storage project, and something else that's slipping my mind. We have some other projects. You can review the list of them if you go to our website. We have a power projects page, and there's a whole list of the projects. So that's a great thing about supporting Renewable 100 is that you're getting that supply. It's real projects, and we're continuing to build more. But if you want bright choice, you're still getting more renewable energy than you would on PG&E, and you're saving 1%, which is important to some people. It's like getting a credit card cash back on your electricity bill. Go back to the top and see what I'm missing. Someone asked about, Gabrielle, I see you're chiming in. Do you want to take on the solar panel question? I'm kind of rambling on here.
Sure. So we received a question about if you have solar panels, how this specific change will impact you. And the only difference there is that you will pay an additional penny per kilowatt hour anytime you consume more than your panels generate. And similarly, if you over-generate, you'll be credited at whatever rate you select. So you would be credited at the higher penny per kilowatt hour rate if you choose Renewable 100, or at the lower Bright Choice rate if you choose Bright Choice.
Thanks. I see there's a question about the battery project. I don't have a lot of information. I think it's in the neighborhood of 10 megawatts. I don't have that page open in front of me, but we are building hundreds of megawatts of battery storage right now. It's very impressive, and I would recommend going to ebce.org/power-projects, and it has a comprehensive list of all the contracts we've signed, the expected online dates for those projects. Everything that we do is open and transparent. Our board meetings are open. You can attend our board meetings. We keep our website updated very frequently with the latest information about power contracts we've signed. Super exciting. I think we're having maybe 6 more projects built this year. It's a pretty ambitious year this year. And we just signed a contract for new geothermal. And we have solar, I think we have solar, wind, and battery storage coming on this year. So super exciting. And at low long-term rates, like we're signing contracts that are 10, 15, 20-year fixed rate contracts. So not only do we have the 1% discount right now for Bright Choice, but things are looking steady into the future. So that's really, I think, very exciting. Thanks. Someone posted the link to the Power Projects page. That's very helpful. And then someone wrote, so the batteries are not for customers. So we do have some battery programs for customers. We have one program, it's called Resilient Home. You can find that on our website. Maybe one of the staff members can put the Resilient Home webpage link up. That is a program where if you install solar and a battery, they provide an additional incentive. And then we have a program that is specifically for customers who are on medical baseline rates. So these are customers who have a life-sustaining electrical appliance in their home. And we've been doing a portable battery giveaway to customers so that they can feel more secure in the event of an outage, for example, that they have a source of electric supply. It's like a 3,000 watt hour battery. 3,000 watt battery, like a Yeti Goal Zero 3000. And we're giving those away. They're pretty expensive, so it's a limited participation program right now. We're hoping to expand. And we have other programs in the works. If you are on EBCE service, you have access to all of our programs, as well as programs that PG&E offers. So it's an expanded selection of programs to participate in, rebates. We have some things around incentives around induction cooking, EV charging. Those are the areas where we're looking to, make it more affordable for customers to get appliances like an electric heat pump or a heat pump water heater, induction cooktop, those sorts of things. I'm not seeing any more questions. I don't know if there's anything that I missed while I was chatting.
I think you covered them all, and I haven't seen any new ones come in.
Excellent. Well, again, thanks everyone for joining. And if you think of questions after the session, please do call our call center, and we will post this video to the website in case you want to share it with folks or go back and review any of the slides. But thanks. We appreciate having you as a customer.